why don't we, we pay you paywall. Everyone thinks newspapers are dying. You're partly true. About 178 papers, or about 12% of all US newspapers died in the last 10 years. More banks are dying now than newspapers, but that's been the trend for a while. All of you think you know why newspapers are dying. The two biggest reasons we hear is people don't have time to read, and people get all their news from Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, so they don't really need to buy any newspapers. So you're partly right as well about that. But amid all this gloom and doom, really there's never been a better time. Take the Washington Post. We lost 35,000 print subscribers last year. We gained, on average, 4.9 million new readers month over month compared to 2009. So it's never been a great time. But the problem is that it's the business model that is broken. Facebook and YouTube and all these guys don't really generate any news, but they make all the attention, they get all the money in some ways. So it's our business model that's really in trouble, and it's not the news business. So what are papers doing? They're all going to do paywalls. About 200 newspapers will have paywalls by the middle of next year in the US alone. Most of them have a metered system where if you read 20 articles, then the paywall kicks in and you have to pay for it. But our business has never been paid for by readers. The Washington Post, you can get a week's worth of the Washington Post today for about $1.85. You can't get a cup of Starbucks coffee for that price. That's the pricing model, and nobody's adding any readers, so it's not really a price issue. And our business has always been about advertising. It's never been about readers, and somehow we think that all of you will subscribe to a lot of newspapers or newspaper websites, and that's why we want to do paywalls. The reality is that advertising on the web really has been taking print advertising and throwing it on the web. So what if better, fun, more interesting advertising is still yet to come? By doing a paywall, are we actually hurting what's our biggest source of revenue? So this is an idea. Can we somehow get subscriptions? Can we somehow keep our advertising revenue? And can we actually try to kind of help our business and our journalism in one way? So the idea is it's a positive meter, meaning that the more you do, the more engaged you are with my content, the less you actually have to pay, and the further you get from paying for my content every month. It gives readers the choice of turning a paywall into a free wall by doing more with my content. If you do a lot of activities, and I'll tell you what they are, you actually get more for free instead of paying for it, meaning no 20 articles and stop, and then you have to pay. So it's about really giving you status and telling you that your actions kind of get you somewhere. So you start off with a bunch of points, not 20 articles, and we tell you that the more you do, actually, the more free it becomes, and you're at a discover status. So my meter works this way. If you only read articles, your meter empties out and you have to pay at some point. But if you do a bunch of other things, you actually get more and more points, which you can use for the rest of the month, and the month is free, so you really don't have to pay. The more you do. And what do you have to do? You can comment on a story, you can kind of sign up for Facebook, you can post a UGC, you can buy a paper if you want, you can email a story. All of these get you points. And the more points you have, the more things you can do for free. You don't really have to pay. Why is this better? Because in some ways, I'm not giving you an incentive to stop reading after 20 articles. I'm saying that do all these other things and the entire month is free. So I'm protecting my advertising base and hopefully making you more loyal. More stories that you read means that you've spent more time on my site. And more time you spend on my site, I show you a lot more ads. So it's all, the business model kind of would work this way. And the more content that you share, read, comment, post to UGC, it means there's more for other readers to do. And it means that more of my journalism is actually shared, which means more of post reporting and writing is actually shared with a lot more people. So it's good for my newsroom as well. So it essentially puts the choice in your hands. If I'm engaging, if I give you great news experiences, you will spend more time, you'll do all this stuff on my site. If I don't, it's my problem, right? It's nothing to do with the paywall. It's about my journalism and how engaging I am. And maybe in doing this, I actually kind of fix my business model as well, because advertising is at the end of the day still paying for most of it, and you're not, and you do more things, it's all free. Thank you. Yeah.